The BFDIA and Inanimate Insanity Tour episode of BFDIA has finally released on YouTube. That means it is yet again time for another one of these. We have got quite a few things to go through between checking the accuracy of the last predictions and the new upcoming predictions, so let's get right into it. First, we need to recap the release date prediction. I predicted that the episode would be released on YouTube the day after the final tour location on August 5th. That turned out to be incorrect, and instead it came on August 10th, alongside Inanimate Insanity 2's 15th episode, which released a few hours earlier. Even though I never made a prediction about this either way, I should touch on the fact that Pin ended up getting her size and face back in this episode, as well as a substitution for her limbs in the form of treads. This takes me to my elimination prediction. I did correctly predict that Pin would win the prize, though to be fair that was a pretty easy one to guess. Getting her face and size back, along with the treads, were her prize. Not so easy was who would get the most dislikes. I predicted that Nickel would be the one who had the most dislikes. He got it close between the rest of the bottom four, but had the least out of them. It also wasn't Fries or Bommy, but Golf Ball who barely had the most dislikes, which means she is now out of the game. My next prediction is that we would hit the merge now that we are down to the final 10, and unfortunately for me, I don't think we have. On one hand, the previous teams didn't show up on the voting screen. However, the wiki also doesn't say that the teams have been dissolved, and there's new team poses for Wobunch and Team No Name, which is now just Tennis Ball. Side note, not sure why Book still has the pink cover in their team pose. She hasn't had it since she was recovered last time. As for who I thought would win and lose, I got that partially right as well. I did correctly predict that Coiny and Pin would be safe, and that Book and Ruby would be up for elimination. However, I predicted that only Coiny and Pin would be safe, and not that only Book and Ruby would be up for elimination. So I would say that one was about 50-50. Now we can start with my predictions for next time. My current prediction for BFDIA 15's release date is that it will be sometime in early October. As for the most part, BFDIA and Teapot alternate in their release schedules. Since I predict mid-September for Teapot 13, it would follow that BFDIA 15 would come after that. Now for the elimination. The cool thing about only 2 contestants being in danger is that my prediction has a 50-50 shot of being correct. This also means that this part should be quick. Of these 2, Book will be the one to win the prize. She's already confirmed to have more likes than Ruby, which is most likely because it was Ruby's idea to cheat by using a remix of Pin's first attempt at a song. The dislikes, however, are not visible, and I'm not using the votes from the dislike plugin because that has proven to be inaccurate before. Just ask Spongy. However, due to the aforementioned cheating, I believe that Ruby is the one who will be eliminated from the show. As an aside, turns out I had more to say than I thought about this elimination, even despite only 2 being at stake. Probably because both are pretty heavy hitters of contestants. BFDIA 14 saw the return of Bubble again, and she actually got to do stuff this time, unlike in BFDIA 9. I think Pencil reviving Bubble and her getting to exist in the show will become a regular occurrence from here, especially with another Free Smarter out of the picture. We will also see continued involvement of the TLC characters in hosting the show, as I'm not sure how they would even die with how impervious the TLC and LOL are. Even Dora's island chomping chaw wasn't enough to break through. Another side note, this shot here is a great example of how incredible this episode was in the visual department. I'd even go as far as to argue that these last 2 BFDIA episodes are the best this series has ever looked. It's peak, I'm afraid. Anyways, who do I think will get up for elimination? I think it will be like BFDIA 12, where one team ends up safe and the others are all up for elimination at the same time. Since either Book or Ruby are going to the WTF, I think Free Smart will be safe and the rest will get up for voting. Unfortunately, this time I was pretty far off with many of my predictions for BFDIA 14. Hopefully the ones I've come up with for BFDIA 15 are more accurate, and I feel pretty good about them to tell the truth. To recap, I predicted that the episode would release in October, Book will win the prize and Ruby will get eliminated, Bubble will be more involved going forward, the TLC Residents will get to host for more than one episode, and everyone except Free Smart will be up for elimination. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on. Let me know in the comments what you think will happen, and I'll see you in the next one.